Nothing is real until you look. Adapted from the book Consciousness and the Nature of Reality by Dr. Farid Mostamand. What if reality doesn't exist until you observe it? Before telescopes and test tubes, there was only the mind asking, wondering, and shaping the world with its gaze. Quantum physics now confirms what mystics have whispered for centuries. The universe waits for your attention to take form. This video is your invitation into that mystery, to discover that you're not just watching reality, you're helping create it, because nothing is real until you look.
Nothing is real until you look in the stillness of early morning, long before the city awakens. Light spills softly through a window. Dust particles float in sunbeams, suspended in the golden hush between silence and thought. At such moments, one might feel the world is not entirely solid, that it shimmers as if held together by something other than atoms, something invisible, something aware. This is the essence of quantum reality, a world where matter is not fixed and final, but fluid, responsive, and strangely inseparable from the act of being observed. The quantum realm is not what classical physics led us to expect. It is unpredictable. It resists our desire for certainty. In Newton's world, we could know the position and velocity of any object and calculate its future with perfect precision. However, at the quantum level, predictability breaks down. Instead, we deal in probabilities. A particle might be here or there or nowhere at all until we look. And when we do look, when we observe, it's as though reality leans in to meet our gaze. This is the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, the act of measurement does not simply reveal what is already there. It plays a role in determining what comes into being. The wave function, a mathematical description of all possible states, collapses into a single outcome the moment it is measured. Before observation, a particle is not in one place. It is everywhere. It could be. Only when consciousness enters the equation does potential become presence. What does this mean for our understanding of reality? It means that at the foundation of the physical world lies not objectivity, but participation. It suggests that consciousness is not something that exists within the universe, but something that shapes it. It is as if the universe waits to be seen before deciding how to appear. It means nothing is real until you look. This notion is not confined to theory. The famous double-slit experiment illustrates it clearly. When particles of light, or electrons, are fired at a barrier with two slits, they produce an interference pattern on the other side, like waves overlapping. But if we observe which slit the particle passes through, the interference pattern vanishes. The particles behave like discrete bits of matter, not waves of possibility. Observation changes the outcome. Consciousness creates matter and makes it real. Otherwise, everything is just a possibility. It is not the measuring device alone that alters the result. It is the presence of measurement, the conscious act of inquiry, that collapses the wave of potential into the dot of actuality. The particle becomes what it is in response to being observed. Reality at its core is relational. Physicist John Wheeler called this a participatory universe. He proposed that consciousness is not an accidental afterthought of cosmic evolution. It is integral to the unfolding of the cosmos itself. No phenomenon is a real phenomenon, he said, until it is an observed phenomenon. In Wheeler's model, we are not passive recipients of a pre-existing world. We are co-creators. This resonates powerfully with ancient mystical traditions. The Vedas speak of the world as Leela, the divine play of consciousness. In Buddhism, the universe is seen as a projection of the mind. And in Sufism, Rumi tells us, "You are the mirror of the divine face." These teachings suggest that the world is not merely outside us, it arises through us. The question then becomes, what is the observer? In standard quantum theory, the observer is never fully defined. It might be a measuring instrument, a conscious mind, or even a more extensive system interacting with a smaller one. However, some interpretations are increasingly suggesting that awareness, not just physical interaction, is the actual agent of collapse. Wigner's friend thought experiment dramatizes this. If your friend measures a quantum system in a closed lab, and you observe your friend later, when does the wave function collapse? When do they look? Or when you become aware of what they saw? This leads to a dizzying insight. Perhaps consciousness is not in the brain or body at all. Maybe it is a field like gravity or electromagnetism, subtle, pervasive, and fundamental. Some theorists propose that consciousness is a non-local phenomenon, that it does not reside in space and time but interfaces with them. This would explain why no one has ever found the seat of consciousness in the brain. It is not a product of neurons. It is the light by which neurons are known. Quantum theory does not prove this, but it suggests a direction. It leaves open the possibility that the mind is not subordinate to matter, but is woven into the fabric of reality itself. To live in such a universe is to walk in mystery. It is to recognize that what we call real is not independent of our attention. That is what we bring to the world. Our presence, our perception, our consciousness matters. Nothing is real until we look. This is not solipsism, not the claim that we create the world by wish or whim. Instead, it is an invitation to participate reverently in the unfolding of reality. It is a call to live not as detached observers, but as aware participants in the dance of existence. Perhaps this is what Rumi meant when he said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." We are not separate from what we observe. We are inseparably part of it. The observer effect reminds us that the world does not unfold independently of our gaze. It is shaped by it. And if consciousness plays a role in shaping the world, then to become more conscious is to become more powerful, not in domination, but in communion. To observe is to create. To witness is to participate. And to be aware is to awaken the universe in every moment.
This video is adapted from the Consciousness in the Nature of Reality book by Dr. Farid Mostamand, a book that blends ancient wisdom, Rumi's poetry, and the frontiers of quantum physics to help you rediscover who you truly are. Subscribe, share, and explore the whole book to awaken to the deeper reality behind all things.